You know, in the past 9 years, I have laughed, I have cried sometimes actually. I have learned, I have unlearned, I have prayed, I have grown. Yes, I've seen growth. I've experienced good times. I've experienced not so good times. I've experienced great times, but most importantly, I have seen the grace of God. Yeah, 9 years of being married. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mabel, and here on my channel I film about family, relationships, beauty and lifestyle. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for always tuning in. If you're new here and you're just seeing me for the first time, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel, okay? Because here on my channel we learn, we share and we have fun. Yes, we do have fun. In today's video, I'll be talking about lessons I have learned in my 9 years of marriage. Yes, I think I'll be posting this video this week, and this week is making it 9 years that I've been married to my husband Chris. And I have, like I said earlier, I have learned, I have had to unlearn certain things. I have also grown. Yes, I have laughed a lot. I have cried sometimes. I have also prayed. We've had good times. We've had not so good times. We've also had great times, okay? Yes. Marriage is a very beautiful thing. Yeah. Marriage is a great institution. Yes. You know why I say this? Marriage is an institution that was instituted by God, okay? And God is a wise God. God is a perfect God, okay? So if God actually would actually come up with an institution like marriage, then best believe it, okay? It is the best institution, okay? Yes, it's a beautiful thing. God is a wise God, okay? You know, for God to sit down and make marriage, he knew that marriage is a good thing. He knew that marriage is important. He knew that marriage is worth it, okay? So God is a wise God. God is a perfect God, okay? So in that case, marriage is perfect. Marriage is beautiful. Yeah, that being said, I also want to come here and also tell you guys that a lot of people are enjoying marriage. I mean, a lot of people, more than we imagine, are actually enjoying marriage. But you know that the devil plays tricks, and what he does is this: he makes it look like they are no longer good marriages. He makes it look like all the marriages that we have are bad, are unsuccessful, are not working, like it's not worth it. Those are the trick of the devil, okay? He does that to make people not believe in marriage anymore. He makes people think that marriage is not worth it by doing so, trying to destroy the world. Because you know, who makes who makes a family, and what makes the society? Marriage, family, society, world. Okay, so he makes it look, especially through internet, social media. You know, most of the time what we see more of bad marriages, we hear more of broken marriages, we see, all we see around in the news, online, are mostly unsuccessful bad marriages than beautiful successful marriages, okay? That being said, no marriage is perfect, okay? Yes, there are a lot of successful and beautiful marriages, but no marriage is perfect. Every marriage has its own challenge, okay? Yes, and don't think that people will come online and share their challenges online. I think nobody in their right senses will come online and share their challenges to the world, okay? Yes, so if you're watching this video and you're married and you're going through any kind of challenge, you're not alone. Every couple at some point in their marriage have experienced a certain kind of challenge, maybe the one you're going through right now, or even they're going to experience the one you're going through. But what I just want to say is that if you're going through a challenge in your marriage, you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. And it's not strange and uncommon. But at the same time, by the grace of God, through perseverance, communication, understanding, and all the things that you know about making marriage work, marriages are still successful. That being said, I'll be talking about lessons that I have learned in my 9 years of being married. Okay, you guys, let me just say it now. Disclaimer, 9 years is not an easy journey, okay? But yes, I'm going to be talking about the lessons that I have learned in my 9 years of being married, okay? The first and most important lesson that I have learned in my 9 years of being married is that God is the only one who can guarantee you or assure you of a successful, happy marriage. Okay, yes, recognizing that fact, especially if you're able to recognize that and understand that early enough in your marriage, then it's going to even be a smoother ride for you from the start. And if you even haven't recognized that fact yet, where you are right now in your marriage is a good place and a good time to start to recognize that God is the only one who can actually guarantee you a successful marriage. Yeah, okay, because whatever you commit to God stays committed. So when you commit your marriage to God, your marriage is committed. Okay, yeah, that is one lesson I have learned in my years of being married. Okay, and I have actually seen it. I have seen God come through for us in our marriage. I've seen God come through for me in my marriage. I mean, I have prayed prayers to God, and I have seen these prayers come to manifestation. And that's one of the lessons I have learned in my 9 years of being married, that when you put God at the center of your marriage and you make him the head of your home, you're going to have a successful marriage. So that's my first and most important lesson I have learned in my 9 years of being married. The second lesson that I have learned in my 9 years of being married is that my vow comes before everything else. I mean, the vow that I made in the presence of God and man comes before my emotions, comes before my challenges, comes before whatever it is. Okay, just knowing that knowing and always knowing and putting it first, that you told God that you're going to make this marriage work, you're going to be in this marriage for better, for worse. You're going to be in this marriage and do marriage with this person till the end of your lives, is one lesson I have learned in my marriage, to put my vows first before my emotions, to put my vows before my challenges, to put my vows before, the world, basically, okay? Having a goal. And I can interpret our vows as our goals, okay? These are goals. When you start a project, you have goals. I'm going to get to this. I'm going to achieve this at the end of the project and all that. So for me, vows are like goals, okay? We had these goals before we got married, that we're going to get married, and we're going to stay married through thick and thin. We're going to make it work. That it's going to be me and you forever, okay? It's going to be just us, this marriage, and the only marriage you're going to have. So having that consciousness and making sure that I have that in mind every time, especially in times where things are not working the way you want them to, helps you, okay? Helps. So just having in mind and just consciously and constantly putting my vows and my goals before everything else, my emotions, my challenges from the world and all that, just helps to, guarantee or helps to get you to a successful marriage. The third lesson I have learned in my 9 years of marriage is that the enemy is not me, and that the enemy is not my partner, okay? My husband, basically. I'm saying this now and I'm laughing because this particular one, I had to really sit down, get a pen, open a book and learn. I mean, that the enemy in my marriage is not me, and that the enemy in my marriage is not my partner, okay? When you understand that one, when you learn this one lesson, it will help you to build and have a great, successful marriage. When you understand that it is that challenge, it is that problem, it is that situation that is the enemy that is fighting against your marriage, then you know how to fight the battles in your marriage. As in, you're not going to be fighting your partner, you're not going to be fighting yourself, but you're going to be together fighting the common enemy, which is the problem, which is the challenge, which is the situation or whatever that is happening at the time. Okay, so I have come to understand that the enemy in my marriage is not me, it's not my husband, but is the situation. Okay, so that's one lesson I have learned in this 9 years of being married. Another lesson that I have learned in my 9 years of being married is self-love. You guys, self-love is one thing that I actually had to learn. I have learned how to carefully, consciously, and intentionally love myself above everything else. Okay, and I say this because it is important. Okay, because especially as a woman, or especially for women, it's easy for us to love our children, it's easy for us to love our husbands, it's easy for us to love our families, our siblings, parents, in-laws, all that stuff. So it's very easy. But then when you don't love yourself first, I mean, you have to fill your tank up with love. Now when you give out love, you are not going to be empty of love. In return, when you give out love your children, care for them, love your husband, care for him and all, sometimes realistically, sometimes you feel empty when you don't love yourself, because you feel like you're doing everything for everybody. You're being there for everybody. You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing this and that. And sometimes if you don't feel like you're getting the love back in return, it can make you feel unhappy. It can make you feel drained and empty. So just knowing that I have to first love myself and have enough love to go around, is one of the lessons I have learned in my marriage, and it so far is helping me a great deal, basically. So having self-love is one lesson that I have learned in my 9 years of being married. Another lesson I have learned in my 9 years of being married is that no one is perfect. You guys, for me to say I have learned, and when I say I've learned, it doesn't mean that I just learned and I stopped learning. No, I learned and I continually keep learning that no one is perfect. I am not perfect. Sometimes I even feel like I am, but I've learned that I am not perfect. I've also learned that my husband is not perfect. Not even our children, okay? Yes. And just knowing that no one is perfect, it gives you the ability to give room for mistakes, basically. No one is perfect, okay? My parents are not perfect. My siblings are not perfect. My in-laws are not perfect. My husband is not perfect. The children are not perfect. I myself am not perfect. So just learning that in my marriage, I think I would say to a great extent has helped me to manage situations, to be able to deal with mistakes, okay, to be able to give room for mistakes. That doesn't mean that you just have to intentionally make mistakes that you're not supposed to make, but at the same time, just knowing and understanding that no one is perfect is a good lesson to learn in marriage, especially for me, because that way I give room for errors, for mistakes here and there, okay? And now, talking about not being perfect, I've also come to understand that we are all different, okay? You guys, this is realistic lessons that I have learned in my 9 years of being married, okay? Because I have to tell myself, I have to sit down, by the grace of God, tell myself that I have to understand that we are all different people. We're all raised by different parents. We come from families with different dynamics, basically. Like, I don't know about you, but Chris and I, we come from families that we kind of have different, we operate differently, we do things differently, okay? The way I love up on my siblings is completely different from the way Chris loves up on his siblings, okay? The way, like, I mean, if you know me, you know that, those who actually know me personally know that Chris and I are different. Sometimes in my early years of marriage, okay, I used to wish that, we're just the same. I used to wish that just being the same would just make life easy. Let us just have the same, talk the same way, act the same way, think the same way and all that. But then just growing in marriage, I've also come to realize that a lot of successful, at least a lot of couples, relationships that I see, that I admire and I learn from, even my parents, okay, they're not even the same, okay? They don't talk the same way and all that. So, that has helped me to understand, because yeah, there was a point in my marriage that I kind of wish that we're just the same. Maybe we'll make it easier. I think I've even mentioned to some of my friends that, I just wish that we're just the same and all that. But then sometimes being the same can be boring. Being different can just be more interesting, okay? But just understanding and knowing that no one, we're all different people, okay? I'm different from Chris, he's different from me, has helped me to kind of manage a couple of situations in our marriage, and also helped me to build better relationship with my husband, basically. So just understanding and acknowledging that we're different people raised by different parents, in different homes and all that, with different personalities, and so just makes it easier to better relate and build a successful marriage, basically. Okay, so that's one of the lessons I've also learned in my 9 years of being married. I think there are other things too that I've learned in my 9 years of being married, like finding better ways to communicate, being more tolerant, being more patient, and all the things you already know. Well, I think the last but not the least lesson I'm going to share today that I've learned in my 9 years of marriage will be that it takes two people, okay? Yes, at the end of the day, I can say all these things and do all these things, but then it actually takes two people, okay? And this is true because if you're in a marriage with somebody where you don't have the same vision, okay, you guys are not seeing you're not seeing forever together. You're the only one who's working towards forever with this person, and they're not even they are not even looking towards the direction of forever. It's not realistic. Okay, even in a marriage whereby you're the only one who wants to make the marriage work, you're the only one putting the effort in, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get tired, you're going to get overwhelmed, you're going to feel like you're alone. So it actually takes two people to have a successful marriage. So this is one lesson that I have learned, that even when I'm going through something, or we're going through something in marriage, I'm not the only one trying to make it work. I'll call my husband, we'll sit down, we'll talk about it and say, how do we want to go about this thing? Do we really want to talk about it? Do we want to manage, how do we want to manage the situation? Do we really want to make this marriage work? We've sat down to talk about these things, okay? So at that point, realize that it takes two people to make a marriage work. It takes two people who are consciously and intentionally willing to work hard to make their marriage work, that will have a successful marriage. Yeah, so it takes two people at the end of the day. So I just wanted to come here, of course, celebrating 9 years of marriage. 9 years of marriage. I just wanted to come here and share the lessons I have learned in this 9 years. Of course, I've learned much more than this, but these are a few of the lessons I have learned, very important ones in my 9 years of marriage, that has helped me so far, and I know it will continue to help me to the end of our lives, by the grace of God. Okay, without God it would be impossible. Okay, at the end of the day, like I said earlier, my first and most important lesson is that God has to be at the center of my marriage. God has to be the head of our home. Okay, so I just wanted to come here and share these few lessons, maybe encouraging somebody through my video here, and just sharing what I have learned in the past 9 years of being married. Okay, that being said, this brings me to the end of my video today. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like my videos, share, leave a comment, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, turn on your notification bell. The bell by the subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell so you'll also be notified when there's a new video up on my channel. Okay, like, share, leave a comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.